Green flag is up. There's the long ball, and Marino is on target with a bullseye. Marino with 100 points has come from behind.
Last play for him. Marino goes deep. Brown, touchdown!
16-10. Marino throws. Clayton has it. Touchdown!
On the snap. Drops to throw. Fires in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown.
Back to throw. Marino. Here's a deep pattern down the far corner. It is tipped. Touchdown!
Flea flicker. Marino throwing for all the marbles. It is caught for a touchdown.
Everybody coming. Steps in the pocket. He's throwing it deep down for the corner of the end zone. Up they go. The ball is tipped in the air. It's caught. Marino from the shotgun. Throws for the corner of the end zone. Clayton. Touchdown.
Under center. Second down. He's back. He's looking. Now scrambling to the right side. Throws into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Irving Fryer.
The throw. He looks right. Across the middle. He's got Clayton. Touchdown.
Blitz is on. Dan throws into the end zone. Touchdown. Irving Fryer makes the catch.
He's my favorite football player of all time, and I grew up in Miami watching him every Sunday.
180! 180! Hot touch!
Marino takes the snap. He's by.
Oh, yes, sir!
And many years later, when I came to New York, and obviously 3 was not available because of Mr. Babe Ruth, I immediately thought of wearing number 13 in honor of Dan.
Dan Marino was the 6th quarterback selected in the 1983 NFL Draft. In only his 2nd year, he shattered the single-season records for passing yards and touchdowns, and he led the Dolphins to Super Bowl 19.
There is no doubt in my mind after that game, I felt I would be back next year, the year after, and be in a lot of Super Bowls. I think we took it for granted a little bit that we would definitely be back. 3 or 4 years after that time, I started to realize this might be a little tougher than I thought.
Marino would continue to break records, but would never return to the Super Bowl.
Most great quarterbacks are judged on winning a championship or not. Whether it's fair or not, that's another conversation. It's funny because football is a team sport, but when you're the quarterback, they almost treat you like an individual sport, like tennis or golf. I'm the most loyal Dan Marino fan you're ever gonna meet, so it doesn't take anything away from it.
Let's get a drive going, man. Let's get a drive going and score some damn points.
Here's a guy that had, more passion and more desire than anyone. I remember so many games. I remember 1985 Monday Night Football at the Orange Bowl when they beat the undefeated Chicago Bears on a Monday night. I think he threw for like 400 yards.
Touchdown, Dolphins. Oh, what a play.
And then I remember some of the classic games against the Jets where they would go back and forth, back and forth. One game, he threw a 50-yard lob pass to Mark Duper, and they won the game. I mean, you live every moment with those because at the time I was a teenager and a big Dolphin fan, and those were exciting days.
30 seconds to go. I believe Marino is saying I'm going to spike it.
Marino takes the snap from center. He's looking. He throws on the spot. Touchdown, Dolphins!
Yes, yes!
I know you like that song.
When Dan Marino retired in 1999, he held every meaningful career record for a quarterback. Most passing yards, completions, and touchdowns.
He has the granddaddy of them all now. Most touchdown passes ever.
He's great. I wish I could get another 10 years of watching Dan Marino play football. And since he retired, I've never really gone back or watched the Dolphins. It's hard. It's like having to watch the Orioles without Cal Ripken.
What a joy it has been to watch that man play football.
The number 2 gunslinger of all time, Dan Marino.
Well, Dan Marino, I think he came out of the womb as a gunslinger. Came into this world throwing touchdown passes.
Here's Marino. He's back. He's looking. Fires into the end zone. It's complete for a touchdown.
Oh, he was John Wayne. I mean, you talk about the ultimate gunslinger.
God doesn't make guys that can throw the football like that every day. There's a certain throws he made that only he can make.
Marino takes the snap. He's looking. Has time. Throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami.
Dan Marino was as close to a perfect passer as I've ever seen.
Perfectly thrown pass
by Dan Marino.
In my mind, Marino was the best pure passer of all time. All those Miami Dolphin teams had one running the football with Larry Zonka, Jim Kick, and Mercury Morris. When Dan Marino showed up, they completely scrapped all of it.
Let's get a drive going, man. Let's get a drive going and score some damn points.
All the defensive coaches in the National Football League would have patted me on the back if I made him hand off and hand off and hand off. So we let Marino throw it on every down.
All right, let's go, let's go. Play with some urgency now. A little urgency. Stand up.
Steps out to the right side, throws into the end zone. And it is caught. It's a touchdown. Dolphins.
Never out of the game with Marino. That's the thing I loved about Dan.
Nothing safe with Dan Marino on the other sideline.
30 seconds to go. I believe Marino is saying, I'm going to spike it.
He's looking. He throws. Touchdown.
Put the ball in Dan the man's hands. Let him go to work. Picasso.
Appearance is everything when it comes to a gunslinger. And the way Marino carried himself earned him a spot on our list.
Come on now, let's quit feeling sorry for ourselves. Let's do something.
Marino played with tremendous arrogance, and I mean that as a compliment.
Marino takes the snap. He's looking, throwing into the end zone. Oh, go Jay McDonald.
His ability to split coverage down the field and throw a ball through a hole that big 30 yards down the field was just about unmatched.
Fires end zone. Touchdown. Great leaping catch.
And he did a lot of it on pure instinct.
A flame burns inside that man, Dan Marino.
He just played football, almost like it was on the playground. Once he and I were exchanging, I said, well, now what are you looking at when the ball snapped? What are you looking at on your first read? When do you look to your alternate receiver? He says, look, I just look for the open man, and I'm going to hit him.
One of Marino's gifts was his ability to see.
And if he sensed the pressure coming, he had such a quick release that he would get rid of the ball accurately before the pressure got there.
Man, oh man, was that one pretty.
Marino may be number 2 on our list, but he has the quickest draw of any gunslinger.
He is gone.
He had the quickest release of any quarterback I've ever seen.
Marino slogging in the mud, back to pass. He throws downfield.
Marino would put the ball perfectly in their hands.
Oh, touchdown! Yes!
The guy can put the ball where it needs to be faster than anybody has ever been able to, and it's going to take a lot for someone to ever challenge that quality about him.
Cutting loose for Marino means slicing a defense with a lightning quick release.
The ball was whistling. It was sizzling. It was like Nolan Ryan was on the football field. He could walk into a room in Shanghai, China, and people would go, I don't know who he is, but he's pretty special.
They'd also probably know that he never won the big game.
The debate down here was always Marino versus Montana, and it was statistics versus rings, and Marino could never win that argument.
But Marino retired with nearly every passing record in the book. That's uncontested.
Fans here recognize Dan Marino's career accomplishment. What a joy it has been to watch that man play football.